I'm Diana Felzone, and this is 4for4 SciTech. The European Space Agency has successfully landed a probe on a comet. How big of a deal is this, James?
It's huge. I mean, this is the first time it's ever happened. You know, it's the first time a probe has landed on a comet. It's not without its challenges, like It hasn't landed where they wanted it to, but I think we're still going to get some really great data from this. And, you know, as an achievement, I think it has to be applauded.
It's incredible.
I think it's just so cool to see a project 10 years in the making like this, and to see it come to fruition after all that time, especially given the sorts of incidents that we've had recently, is really a testament to where science has come in the past few years.
Yeah, I mean, I think Gabby's hit it right on the head. Basically, you know, if you take 10 years to do any one thing, that's pretty incredible, right? So as the scientist on the panel, I think that you have to appreciate sort of the accomplishment there. But on top of it, even just as a golfer, you know, like basically hitting this moving target that's tens of thousands of miles away, I'm sorry, millions of miles.
Millions of miles.
Yeah, millions of miles away, and moving at tens of thousands of miles per hour. I think that's pretty incredible.
Well, I don't think we've been this excited about anything since the Mars rovers. So go space technology. NASA is developing a shape-shifting wing. Will this development make NASA a pioneer in the aerospace field again, Gab?
Well, aerospace, as I said just earlier, has had a few really public mishaps in the past month or so.
Right.
It's cool to see NASA at the forefront. Obviously, a lot of private companies have been leading the charge, and I think it's great because NASA should be sort of the brightest star.
Right.
Yeah, I think people have this notion that NASA is just a bunch of nerds in space toying around with spaceships. No, I mean,
really,
in fact,
really cool, innovative nerds, though. Let's be clear here.
Yeah, exactly. They are, and in fact, they introduce a lot of things that we use on an everyday basis. So memory foam, you might have the mattress pad, right? CAT scanning, you know, perfecting LEDs. NASA has introduced a lot of technology that we see on a daily basis. This is just another example. And if you're traveling during the holidays or any time during the year, I think you'll appreciate lower fuel costs.
I mean, yeah, if this is going to make flying more efficient, like flying has become a bit of a grind over the recent years, hasn't it? So
True.
If NASA can get out in front of that, then great. You know,
and also, it's environmentally savvy, right? It's going to cut back on our carbon footprint, and that's very positive. Now, a little scary here. China is suspected of breaching the U.S. Postal Service. Should we be worried, James?
You know, we're at a stage now where I think everyone is a target. You know, the finger of suspicion is pointed at China. I'm less concerned about this in the broader scheme of things than I am about some of the targets that we've had in recent months, such as, you know, going after big government agencies.
Well, U.S. Postal Service is a big government agency. To hear that so many employees have been hacked, and to realize that the Chinese may be targeting our government and learning how our infrastructure is set up, that's scary.
But, you know, I think what is happening here, I think it's like a data dump. I think they want to get hold of everything. Now, not all that data is going to be useful to them.
But some of the data was social security numbers. I mean, these are things that could be used against individuals and also a collective.
Yeah, I mean, I think the risk here is pretty low. It's 800,000 Postal Service employees, right? So if you work for the post office, you should be a little bit worried. But from what I understand, the Postal Service will provide credit score monitoring for about a year. So I think the risk is relatively low for the average citizen. But you have to be a little bit concerned about these reconnaissance missions. You know, we don't know exactly who has done this.
We'll have to see what happens here. Now, Popular Science says bugs are the food of the future. Mike, seriously? Would you ever eat insects?
Yeah. So I've eaten a few varieties, in fact, chocolate-covered ones, protein, some that are baked into protein bars. And yeah, Popular Science, we're really, really excited about cricket farms. So we awarded a cricket farm a Best of What's New award. And basically that's because they're much more eco-friendly than beef and chicken and pigs. They take about 12 times less feed than a cattle does. So if you imagine growing a cow from a baby all the way to an adult, it takes years, it takes a lot of grass, right? But crickets have a higher nutrient content. They're much more potent. They have a lot of protein, and they have a quicker lifespan. So they're quick to grow, they're really easy to make, and just ultra eco-friendly. So we're all about it.
It's a great reminder that tastes are cultural.
True.
I saw one statistic that showed that 80% of the world's population is already eating bugs. And this one startup, Exo, they exceeded their goal on Kickstarter, raised over $50,000. So clearly there are people, even in the United States, that are interested in these types of technologies.
James, final word?
I can't believe you didn't bring some with you. I would have eaten some.
Next time.
All right, well, that just sounds delicious. Now you know what we think. What do you think? Tell us on Twitter with the hashtag 4for4SciTech.